Welcome to our YouTube channel on systems engineering. I am Bob Parkinson and I have a long career as spacecraft system engineer, and I currently teach system engineering as part of the Astronautics and Space Engineering course at Cranfield University.
And I'm Mark Hempsell, and like Bob, my career has been in systems engineering, a career which included teaching the subject at the University of Bristol. As you may recall, way back in 2020, horrible microscopic beasties stalked the land and we all barricaded the doors and cowered in our homes. Well, this meant that I could not teach my systems engineering course in person, so it would have to be taught remotely using videos. I knew my old friend and colleague Bob would have a similar problem, so I proposed that we did the videos jointly, naively thinking that this would halve the work.
When Mark suggested this, it seemed to be a good idea given the problem we both had. So we started the process of preparing scripts, and after a lot of debate and discussion over what we should include and how we should present it, we ended up producing this series of lectures, which form a complete introductory course on systems engineering.
We found that we'd taken slightly different views on the subject during our teaching, hence all that debate and discussion, but we think this strengthened the final result. For example, in the second video on requirements, the coverage of the relationship between customer need and system purpose statements are much better explained than either of us had been teaching it in the past. So overall, once we'd finished, we were rather pleased with the end result.
Well, now the pandemic is officially over and the videos are no longer needed for their original role, we have decided to make them available to you, the general public, on YouTube. We think you will find it a good introduction if you're just curious or need quick but comprehensive briefing on what systems engineering is about. However, we think it is more suitable as part of a wider study in systems engineering. It will provide another perspective on a subject that has much more of a cultural component than other engineering subjects, and different viewpoints and experiences add to the overall understanding of how the discipline works.
There are a total of 16 lectures covering the basics of the subject. Although both Bob and myself come from the space industry, and thus many examples we include come from this experience, it must be emphasised that the course is a general introduction to systems engineering, and the principles apply to any industry dealing with the problems of complexity. So we have designed the course with that in mind. Now, the order of the lectures is not ideal. For example, we would have put Systems Lifecycle lecture earlier, but we were constrained by the need to get some subjects covered early to fit in with other course elements at Cranfield. While each lecture is largely self-contained on their subject, they do occasionally assume knowledge of terms and concepts that we have covered in previous videos. So if you already know the basics, then the lectures might work if you randomly view them. If not, you'll just have to work your way through them in order. But this is a minor point. Overall, we cover everything we consider to be basics for a potential practitioner in industry. Oh, and there's also a bonus video, which was the result of enlisting Keith Wright to support us for the safety lecture, and we ended up with a fascinating interview, which we have included in full. I would ask for your tolerance on some of the production issues. These lectures were produced in lockdown conditions, which explains the continuity problems with haircuts, or lack thereof, and even the occasional appearance of a separation screen as the lockdown regulations evolved. I must also explain that these videos were my first attempt at serious video production, so the editing starts a bit crude, but it improves as the series progresses. On the other hand, as we got into things, the time scale to produce each video got a lot tighter, and the production got, well, a little fraught, and that maybe shows a bit, well, okay, a lot. I've done a little re-editing to improve things as best I can, but I'm afraid there is only so much I could do with the original pig's ear.
If you are studying systems engineering, I would like to draw your attention to my textbook, System Design and Management. I've used this for many years to support my Cranfield course, and when Mark returned temporarily to teaching a few years back, he wanted to make sure it was available to his students as well, so he published it on Amazon. It was written before we did this joint course, so it does not match the videos exactly, Some of the video course is not in it, but then again, it does cover additional material missing from the videos.
So there we are. We hope you enjoy these videos and that they help support your understanding of systems engineering, which is an important discipline in all of modern industry.